Hey guys, you may want to grab yourself a cocktail because today we are talking about the top 10 reasons why you don't have your Mickey loot box. So let's get right into it. Okay guys, I know today's video is a little bit different than videos that I normally do, right? Like normally when you guys see me do like my subscription box unboxings, I am at my bar, I'm making cocktails, and we're having a good time. But today's video is gonna be a little bit different because right now I am very frustrated with Mickey Loot as a company, and I have put off doing this review for months because I wanted to get in more boxes before I gave my feedback. So let's take a little trip down memory lane so that you guys understand going into this why I'm going to tell you the top 10 reasons why your Mickey Loot box is not here and why we're going to talk about that. So I started my business relationship with Mickey Loot back in February. We ordered our first box, we opened it on our channel, and it was amazing. Quite frankly, anything would have been amazing at that point because we were coming off of Walt Life, and if you know, you know. So, but the box really was good. It was for Zoelle, and she absolutely loved it. And we had watched a ton of Mickey Loot videos, so we were like, okay, we want to jump on the Mickey Loot train too. So we did. And it was a great way to get really fun Disney merch. Pretty much the only reason why anybody gets a subscription box, right? So I started ordering boxes. So I have my list here. So I'm going to be looking at my list. I'm going to be looking at my notes because I have notes. We ordered a Lion King box, a Toy Story box. That was a D-ticket Toy Story box, so $200. So if you're not familiar with Mickey Loot, they have a ticket system. So when you hear me say A ticket box, that was a $40 box. B ticket was $75. C ticket was $150. D ticket is $200. E ticket is $300. And then I also at one point ordered a $500 box, which isn't even something that they offer on their website. It was a custom box that I reached out to Mickey Loot to order. So we did that. I got a D-ticket sidekicks box. We had a, Zoelle had a subscription. So she had a February subscription box, a March subscription box, April, and then in May. And May was the last subscription box in our queue before I canceled because I was being charged for her monthly subscription boxes, but I wasn't receiving boxes monthly, okay? Then I ordered, the $500 box. I ordered a C-ticket Monsters Inc. box, a Zoelle's April sub box, a B-ticket Finding Nemo box for her, and then these are the boxes that have come extremely late. I mean, some of the other boxes came late too, but these are boxes that came extremely late, and these are pretty much the last boxes that I ordered in May. And these are the three I don't have still: an A ticket Beauty and the Beast, a C ticket Up box, a C ticket Coco box, and then the boxes that I do have here is a C ticket Castle box, Zoelle's A ticket sub box, and a C ticket Mulan box, a B ticket Guardians of the Galaxy box, a B ticket Pandora box, and an A ticket Frozen box. So those are all of the boxes that I ordered. I gave you the ticket. If you want to do the math, you could do the math. I spent tons of money with Mickey Loot, as did a lot of people. There are still people out there. I'm waiting on 3 boxes. I know there are people out there waiting on 5+ boxes. And it makes no sense. It makes literally 0 sense at this point. And I have put off making this video for so long because of the backlash that I have been seeing people get. It all started with my friend Jake over at Jake's Disney Afternoon. He was kind of the first one to put us on to the shenanigans that would become Mickey Loot. And he was pretty much shunned. Not by all, but by some, and they know who they are. And if it's not you, then I'm not talking about you. But if you are, then I am. So please don't come for me in the comments and asking, you know, because I know there are going to be people that are coming for me in the comments like, well, I didn't say anything, I didn't do this. Well, then I'm not talking to you. Point blank period. I said no names, except James, because he gave me permission. I mean, honestly, like, I know, I feel like on one hand, this video should be a lot more serious than what it is, but on the other hand, it's like one of those things where the ridiculousness of it all has just gotten to a place where it's now just comical. And yeah, but I do want to do this video because I did want to address my, I want to share my thoughts on the numerous excuses that we have been given for the delayed boxes. So if you're new to Makelude, in addition to like kind of doing your ticket boxes, they do monthly subscription boxes, which you pay, which are designed to be purchased monthly. So you would assume that you would get a box monthly. But according to Makelude, they're a different kind of box company and they operate differently. And I understand like you're a different kind of box company in terms of the substance, as to how you curate your boxes, as to the thought and care you put into the packaging of your boxes. That all makes sense. But how are you different from other companies who offer a monthly box in that you don't ship boxes monthly? Like, I don't get it. Like, I would be livid if I paid my light bill every month, but only got lights every 2 to 3 months. You know? I mean, think about it. When you think of something that is supposed to come on a monthly basis because you were paying for it on a monthly basis, to be told that the company that is supposed to send this box to you on a monthly basis hasn't sent the box because that's just not how they roll. But basically, that is literally the sum of the excuse that we've gotten from Makelude. They are a different kind of company, they do things differently, and they are not a fit for everyone. Yes, if I say I want something every month, and I give you money to give it to me every month, and you give it to me every 3 months, every 4 months, every 6 months, yeah, we're not fit. We're not fit. So let me get into my list. All right, I have a notebook here because I don't want to forget anything. So these are in no particular order, and I'm sure most of you, if you're waiting on Makelude boxes, you have heard this all before. Now listen, there is a school of people out there who believe that Makelude is worth the wait. And because they believe it is worth the wait, the people who don't believe it's worth the wait are not supposed to be frustrated or not supposed to share the frustrations. And I just think that's ludicrous. Like, I mean, I just think it's a ludicrous proposition. There are many YouTubers out here who review products on a regular basis, and the only way that the product review gives credibility to the person delivering the review is if they're keeping it real, okay? And everybody's truth is going to be different. So there are people who are genuinely okay with everything that Makelude has going on. Everything that Makelude tells them, they're fine with it, they're okay with it, they're cool with it, they're patient, they're kind, they're on, look, not knocking your hustle. So don't knock mine because I'm not okay with it, okay? So, in no particular order, number one reason, and this has been probably the oldest reason for the delays, which is why I made it the first one that we talk about.
The infamous move.
Makelude has been using their move from North Carolina to Florida back in February as a basis for boxes being late as recently as now. And it's just like, come on. You can't continue to use the move as, we get it. And when they first moved around February's time, people understood, or people were trying to be understanding. If you watch videos from YouTubers during that time frame, you'll notice that people were trying to be very gracious about it. You know, they were like, I would have liked to have gotten my box a little sooner, but I understand that they moved to be closer to the park, so that in the long term is going to be a lot better for us. So we're going to give them some grace here, okay? And that's the thing. We've been told, the frustrated people in the community have been told to give grace to this company. And I'm like, grace only goes so far. After a point in time, like, there's no more patience, there's no more grace, there's nothing left to give. We've given you our money, we've given you our time, we've given you our patience, we've given you our grace. Now we want one of two things. We want our stuff, and we want our stuff to be the same quality of stuff that we signed up for when we started buying these boxes at the beginning of the year, or we want our money back. Point blank, period. And we're going to talk about Mickey Luke's no refund policy in part 2 of this video, okay? Because part 1 is already going to be like heck long. Okay, so the move. If you guys have been told the move, please let me know in the comments below, okay? Number 2. This one wasn't as widely used, but this one was very conveniently used. And it
was the infamous server.
Okay, so Mickey Luke got really, really popular. Great. I mean, listen, you guys know I support small shops. I have small shop Saturdays. Like, I really go out of my way to do business with small shops. And, you know, as a family business, like, that's how you put food on your table. That is how you feed your family. I am not knocking the hustle, okay? I understand things happen. We all have hiccups in our jobs. You know, I'm not perfect in my job. Nobody's perfect in their job. Mickey Luke's not gonna be perfect in their job. You know, technology happens, crashes happens. How many YouTubers have filmed a video and it's like, oh my gosh, like, I can't release my, you know, my video because my phone crashed, my computer crashed, I lost my footage. It happens. Nobody's saying that the server issue didn't happen. I think the common thread you'll see with a lot of these excuses for Mickey Luke is not that the excuses exist or the reasons exist, but it's more so to the fact that the way Mickey Luke has handled the excuses or the response, it's just been atrocious. That's my opinion. It's not a fact. 30 people can look at a situation, everybody can see something completely different. This is what I saw. And for me, the server issue became an issue because it always felt like it was used very conveniently. So when somebody said on like the Facebook group, hey, where is my box? I can promise you there will be at least one person that jump in and be like, hey, Mickey Luke said email them, like, you need to do this. So, you know, they had their warriors out there, you know, backing them up. And then the person would respond, well, I did email them. I sent them 5 emails and I got not a response. So here I am on social media trying to get a response, because sometimes people don't tend to respond in private, but once you call them out in public, they magically show up, right? So of course, Mickey Luke would show up, and guess what? Mickey Luke would show up and the response would be along the lines of something related to something that was not Mickey Luke's fault. And my favorite was always the server. Well, I don't see your emails. Okay, I sent you 5 emails. I have them right here. Well, we never got them. Our server crashed, or GoDaddy migrated our servers to a bigger server because we blew up and got so many, you know, we had so much new traffic to the site that we had to get new servers, and in the process of the migration, like, information was lost. Okay, great, understood. But I'm telling you now. So now the response should be, we never received those emails. We had server issues, our servers crashed. Oh my goodness, what can I do for you? Thank you for alerting me that you sent me emails that I didn't receive. What can I do for you? And then you allow the customer to tell you what they can do for him. But you don't say, you know, I didn't get your emails, so, you know, we had server issues and I didn't get your emails, so you need to chill. Like, those were not his words, but if you've been in that group and you've seen those responses, that was pretty much the tone, okay? And that's not cool. That's not, like, you're literally coming for your customers as if they are the enemy because they're asking you questions about something that they paid for. And I understand the frustration of getting all of these questions from so many different places, but that's what you signed up for. This is your business. So, but it is my money, and I have every right to know when I entrust my money to you, what are you doing with it, right? So the server. Okay, this was a very popular response. This is another tactic where Mickey Loot has shifted the blame from Mickey Loot's failure to perform to the customer's failure to provide preferences properly.
Customer either had too many preferences or not enough preferences.
And I was just like, okay, pick one, right? Like, is it too many preferences or is it not enough preferences? And the thing that makes this particular excuse particularly ludicrous, that's gonna be like my word of the day. Like, it's just ludicrous because I don't have the source right now. I can't think of another word, but if I think of another one, I'll come up with another one. But what makes this particular excuse just unacceptable is the fact that it's your company and that's your job, is to put together these boxes. And it was your choice to come up with a business model where you are shopping personally for each and every single customer for every single box individually, rather than have a warehouse full of things that you could pull from. Because you can still shop for a customer individually and have a warehouse full of merchandise to pick from, because this is the Disney community. Pretty much everybody in this community loves the same crap, okay? They want gym shorts, they want Loungefly bags, they want Funko Pops, they want candles, so you wouldn't be losing out if you found all of this Disney merch and had it lined up. And then I have a treasure closet. When I do box swaps, I mean, I do still have to order things, but I pretty much have been in enough swaps at this point I know what people like generally. So when I see things on sale, I am grabbing it. You know, if I see a gym shore marked down to 20 bucks, I am grabbing it. If I see a Loungefly on sale for $30, I am grabbing it. I am sticking it in my treasure closet, and when it's time for me to do a box swap, I'm looking at people's preferences, I'm looking at their wish list, I'm looking at their else there, and 90% of the times, I have half of the things that they want in my closet. And I don't have a business, that's just me. So this is your business model. This is the model that you chose. So you can't choose a business model and then blame the customer for having too many preferences or not having enough preferences. Because here's what you do in that situation. You get Ajanaclair. I got your preferences here. Now I will say, my preferences are big, okay? They are. I have a long list of preferences. I have a long list of preferences, but my preferences are very, very easy. They're long, but they're easy. And you know, we'll get into, like, if you guys want to know like the details of like my Mickey Loot preferences, which is literally the same preference for every subscription box. Like, I basically cut and paste my preferences for Magic at Your Door, Bibbidi, and Mickey Loot. Like, it's the same thing across the board. So it's very, very consistent. So we can get into that. But to tell a customer that you can't fulfill their box because they had too many preferences, here's the issue I have with that. One, if you're putting together a box and you realize, hey, Joe Schmo has way too many preferences here, or Joe Schmo doesn't have enough preferences, I don't know what to put in this box, how about you call Joe Schmo? Email Joe Schmo. Send a Facebook message to Joe Schmo. Send an Instagram message to Joe Schmo. Send a bat signal to Joe Schmo. Just reach out to Joe Schmo and say, hey, Joe, what's up with your preferences, dude? Can't fulfill your box until you give me something to work with. Okay, well, what you need, Mickey Loot? Because Joe Schmo wants his box, so he's gonna give you the information that you need. I understand you wanna be in a business where you can decipher it and put it all together, but guess what? That's inefficient. Contact Joe Schmo. Why does Joe Schmo have to say, hey, Mickey Lou, where's my box? Only for you to say, hey, Joe Schmo, your preferences were too strict, so it couldn't fulfill your box. You gotta wait. But then you don't even ask the next question. How can we fix your preferences so that we can get you your box sooner? So do you really, is the preferences really the issue? Because I feel like if the preferences were really the issue, then you would be working with the customer to to fix the preference issue. You would be reaching out to customers to get the information you need to fill in those gaps versus, oh man, these preferences are just way too difficult for me to try to fulfill a box. So we're just gonna let it sit in a corner somewhere until we figure it out. And then you're banking on the fact that people are just going to be patient and not say anything. And then when they get fed up with waiting, then they're impatient, they're negative, they're all of these things because they're asking for accountability for their money. That's just not how we do business, okay? So, number 4. This is a fun one because this excuse is being used in the current environment for boxes that were ordered before this actually became an issue, and that is
Disney limited buying of merchandise.
So if you guys are in the Disney community, you already know, like around late summer, in the last couple of months, Disney decided to try to crack down on resellers coming in and grabbing up all the merch and putting it immediately for sale by saying, you know, each item is limited to 2 per person, okay? I get it. If you're trying to stay within the bounds of only buying things at Disney and staying within the rules of 2 per person, it would be difficult if that is your sole source for getting merchandise for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of subscription boxes that you have to fill. Clearly, you can't go to the park and only get 2 items at a time to fulfill these boxes. The issue that I have with this particular excuse is this excuse didn't exist in May. There were a ton of boxes that are outstanding from May. There's still some outstanding from April. There are boxes outstanding from June and July. These boxes were not ordered at a time where this excuse was a problem. So for Mickey Lou to use an excuse that just came about in the last couple of weeks or months for boxes that were ordered months ago, and really expect you as the customer to accept that as an excuse, because it has been drilled by Mickey Lou in response to several comments that, you know,
what you want us to do, basically, we can only do what Disney lets us do.
Okay.
Limited product availability.
This is another excuse that, you know, we started seeing kind of the effects of like the shipping crisis and things, and, you know, products were delayed for shipping. And it's not just the Mickey Lou thing, right? It's across the board. Lots of companies have empty shelves or bare shelves because they're not getting their products from overseas like they should be getting them. Okay, I understand. However, there's plenty of merch in the parks. There is plenty of merch in the parks. There's probably not a lot of cheap merch in the parks, but Disney merch has never been cheap, you know? So, and then,
you know, the Character Warehouse, they jack up their prices. That is actually number 9 on my list.
but since it kind of goes together with the limited product availability, we'll talk about them together. So, you know, they clearly are letting you know, like, they source a lot of their items from the Character Warehouse, and that's perfectly fine. If you're going to do a $75 box, you know, in-park items not on sale can run you 40 to 50 bucks easy, right? So in order to get to that $75, you are going to have to obtain merchandise for less than what you're selling it. I can't make a profit if I buy something for 50 and sell it to you for 50. And that's all a subscription box is. It is a form of resale, right? So they are just packaging up merchandise in various quantities and various, groups, and they're selling it to you for retail, but they have to purchase it at a discount in order to make money. Nobody has an issue with that. But I was at the Character Warehouse in February. And actually back in February, there was some good stuff at the Character Warehouse. Like if I can find a picture of what our stroller looked like, I'm gonna link it up here for you guys because there was some stuff. I bought some stuff. This is before limits. This is when I literally had our stroller so full that if you let it go, it would have tipped over, right? It was that much. We lost our minds. It was our first time ever in a Character Warehouse and we literally lost our minds. However, when we went back in April, the merchandise was slim pickings. And then kind of by the summer, they did start raising prices to the point where the Character Warehouse prices, like you didn't even have a line anymore because it wasn't worth going. Not only did you have the same park stuff, but it was all marked back up. Like I saw Spirit jerseys that we had gotten for $20 that were back up to like $40. Yes, it's still a little cheaper than the parks, but that's still way more expensive. So I understand they're being hit and impacted by that. And it makes complete sense to me that their business would be impacted by that. What doesn't make sense is if I ordered a box in May, that was not a problem in May. That was not an issue. Prices hadn't gone up. So why was my box from May not being curated until July, August, September? Because now, and it's, the delay in the curation has affected a lot of boxes in a lot of ways. I mean, my Toy Story box I ordered in February, I didn't get until July. I ordered my Toy Story box. Very limited preferences on my Toy Story box. Let's see if I can find the preference sheet for Toy Story. Because I was accused in my Toy Story unboxing of having too many preferences. My preferences were hard. So here are my preferences for my Toy Story box. Things I like: tumblers, bags, ears, plushes, and trading pins. What's too specific about that? All of that merch existed. There's a whole park dedicated, a whole section of a park dedicated to Toy Story stuff. Go there. Go to Magic Kingdom. Go to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. There's a whole gift shop there. Nothing but Toy Story stuff. Character Warehouse, plenty of Toy Story stuff. Plenty of Toy Story stuff. So, I put that it was mixed ages. So he could have even gotten, like, when we were there in February, I mean, I'm glad he didn't get these because we already had them, but this is just an example. Like, we got a Jessie and a Woody plush for $12.99 from the Character Warehouse. Marked at, I think, $40 in the park. And those were actually in the park at the time because we saw them in the park. So I'm just like, the merchandise existed in February. It was there in March. So to come to me in July and say, well, we haven't been able to send you your box yet because after the fact, after I ordered, like a few weeks after I ordered, I had my Bo Peep bag and I decided, you know what, I do want Woody. And so I said, this is for my Toy Story box. There's a section where you can say anything else you should know. I would really love the Disney Parks Woody Loungefly in our box to keep my Bo Peep company. That's really all I said. But it wasn't a requirement. He could have said a long time ago, hey, Ajanaclair, we've been to the park several times and haven't been able to find that Woody bag. Ultimately, that was the conversation we had, but we didn't have that conversation until July, okay? That Woody bag was in the parks in February. When I went back in April, the Woody bag was in the parks. So had they started curating the box in a reasonable time, which is what their website says, which is why they offer no refunds. They say no refunds because we start shopping for your box as soon as you place your order. So you were shopping for a $200 box from February to July? You were just waiting for that one item, trying to get that. And I appreciate that they were trying to get the one item if it wasn't there, but I also feel like you dropped the ball, you waited so long, and now the one item isn't there because you waited so long. So to finally get some update in July, like 6 months after I ordered, 5 months after I ordered, it's like, really, Nikki Lou? Really? So to use these product availability excuses for boxes that were ordered way back when, it just makes no sense. It's nonsensical. It just don't make no sense. All right, we are moving on. We are, I'm out of order now, so this is number 8.
No park reservations.
That's another one of my favorites. No park reservations. I get it. If you're trying to go to get something that is only going to be found at like Animal Kingdom, like when they released the Safari mini bag, right? I think that was only available in Animal Kingdom. I don't know if they had any at the World of Disney. So I understand that you had to go to Animal Kingdom to get that. And if you couldn't get a park reservation and on the day when they released them, then you were out because those things sell out quickly. I understand that. Generally speaking, if you can't get park reservations, you can't go to the park. But on the days you do get park reservations, what are you doing? You're walking around the park on a live stream. Sometimes you're shopping, sometimes you're not. But to me, you were in stroll mode. You are not in, I am on the go mode. Okay, you are strolling, you are chatting it up. And in the beginning, I enjoyed that. I actually enjoyed that. I was like, look at this guy. You know, he's like cool with us. He's like hanging out with his subscribers. He's trying to get to know us. That was all cool and well until it became a problem with the timing of the boxes. And I think that's the issue. Like, I enjoy the fact that Mickey Mouse wants to get on a live stream and hang out with his customers and, you know, have people point out things while he's in stores and shopping around. But these live streams are like time consuming. And it's hard for me to be understanding when I look at it as you're wasting time versus going out and going shopping for like, get the stuff from a box, right? Like just get the stuff from my box because you're taking this leisurely stroll around the park because if you're hustling, your camera's like going crazy, even with a gimbal. So no. I need you to have a little hustle. I need you to not do so many live streams until you're caught up. Get caught up. If you want to be the face of Mickey Mouse, find somebody else to do the behind the scenes work. But don't come for us as customers because we question the things that are happening when we see them happen. Because it's like affecting us. It's affecting us because we've given you our money and we have not gotten our product. And I am so tired of hearing, you will get your stuff. You will get your stuff. It's gonna be worth the wait. You will get your stuff. When? That's all I got. When? Because that, and telling me soon, it's not gonna cut it. And telling people, well, your box is shipping in 2 and 3 days, and then 6 weeks later, the same person is back in the Facebook group. Hey, remember that box you said that was shipping in 2 and 3 days? Has that box shipped? And then, wow, person gets their head bit off for asking a question. So, no. Park reservations, no excuse. You can go to resorts. There's plenty of merch at resorts. There's plenty of merch at Disney Springs. You don't need a park reservation for Disney Springs. Half the stuff in the park most of the time is on Shop Disney. Like, there are so many avenues to get this Disney park stuff. And it's getting to the point where I feel like it's Disney park crap because it's just like, it's just too easy to get. It's so easy to get. I've been in so many box swaps over the last several months and have gotten amazing Disney merch from my box swaps. So the merch is out there. You just have to get it. And I don't know why you're not getting it. Okay, so number 6 and 7, I know my number order is like crazy. Number 6 and 7, I'm gonna do together because they kind of fall in the same category, and that was
the trip to Disneyland Paris and Disneyland California. And quite frankly, I'm gonna throw in there the other things that I feel like belong in this category, and that is the Potter loot boxes and the personal shopping services.
So, look, I get it. You about your shmoney, right? Let's get this money. Let's get it. Let's get this money. Let's get this money. Get the money, but provide the product. Provide the service. So, you know, I want to lump those things into a category that I call distractions. These are all things that distracted Mickey Loot from being able to curate the boxes that were still outstanding. Now, before the Paris trip, Mickey Loot got on a live stream and said to us, hey, before I go to Paris, I am getting all of the boxes through June curated and out the door. And we were like, yeah, almost made me buy a Paris box. Because I really wanted some Paris merch. I love Paris pins. I really wanted to get some cool things that could probably only get Disneyland Paris. So I was like super excited about that. I was like, yeah, like Disneyland Paris. But then Mickey Loot dropped a video where they called a YouTuber who was a teacher a bully and said he should lose his job. Now, he didn't say any names, but the timing was very coincidental. Right, Jake? And I was just like, okay. That happened right after I ordered my last Mickey Loot box. And at the time, I didn't know that that box would be my last Mickey Loot box. But when he went on that live stream and made that statement, I decided this is not the kind of business I want to support. And I get it. People say things in the heat of passion. They say things when they're frustrated. They say things when they feel like their back is against the wall. The issue that I have with what Mickey Loot said was, if you're going to accuse somebody of being a bully, have the receipt. Show the receipt, especially if you're going to do it publicly. Because people who are like in certain professions, if they get an accusation against them, and somebody in their circle gets wind of that and feels it necessary to investigate, those are the kind of accusations for a teacher to say that a teacher bullied a child that can really affect that teacher's livelihood. Even if the accusations are ultimately unfounded, the damage will have already been done. So to be that reckless because somebody said they didn't like what you put in a box, or how you curated a box, or the shipping time for your box, or the excuses that you gave behind the shipping time for your box, for somebody to have given an their truth about how they feel about your product, for you to stoop that low, it's kind of like, wow. We should all beware, because you don't want to get caught up in that kind of, you know, drama. And yet the people who are, it's really amazing to see that the people who are giving their honest reviews that aren't positive reviews are being viewed as negative, or troublemakers, or unkind, or people who don't give grace, or people who are just impatient, or people who are being bullies. And it's just like, really? That's your takeaway? I mean, I have never seen a bigger case of victim blaming than I have seen when it comes to people who do not enjoy the Mickey Loot boxes, okay? I understand that they typically give good product, but listen, I am the kind of reviewer where if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Point blank period. Like, I'm not gonna like everything that I get in my box. I get that. But at the same time, if I do a preference box, I expect the box to be tailored to my preferences. And if, you know, so for the school of thought, the people who are from the school of thought that, well, it's a mystery box, Yeah, it is a mystery box, but it's also a mystery box put on by a company who specifically said, as an incentive for me to purchase it, to give them my preferences, and they will cater that box to my preferences. Now, yes, the specific items are going to be a mystery, but if I tell you I don't like art and I don't like Dr. Facilier and I get an art print of Dr. Facilier, no, you are not going to use, well, it's a mystery box excuse on my box. If you're Walt Life, yeah, because I take what you get. That is their business model. Like it, love it, don't like it, don't love it, whatever. These are the boxes. We have this price point. We're grabbing a box off the shelf and we're sending it to you. What's in the box is in the box. That is a mystery box, a true mystery box. However, when you give me a box that is supposed to be tailored to my preferences, I expect those preferences to be catered to. The items that fit within those preferences, that's the mystery. But to get a box with something that is not only not within my preferences, but specifically one of the things I say, please don't send me, that's a problem. And, you know, having all of these, so I look at these distractions and these side trips like this. Say you loan a friend money, right? Say you loan a friend, like, say $300. And this friend's supposed to pay you back in 2 weeks when they get paid. So you don't say anything because, you know, it's already, that's what you agreed to, 2 weeks. So 2 weeks time, 2 weeks comes, 2 weeks goes, and your friend doesn't pay you back. And so you're sitting there like, okay, what do I do now? What's my next step? Maybe they just forgot. I'm gonna give it another week. Maybe I'll give it another 2 weeks till they get their next paycheck. Maybe something came up. So we're gonna give it a benefit of the doubt. So we're at the 4-week mark now, right? Friend still hasn't said anything. But now friend goes on shopping spree. Hey girl, let's go shopping. Wait, not only are we going shopping, you're inviting me to go along with you. Disneyland Paris, you're inviting me to go along with you through your live streams, right? Okay, but hey friend, what happened to my box? Hey friend, what happened to my $300? What? You questioning me about $300? This is a friend's response, right? You questioning me about $300? You gonna get your $300. Your $300 is coming. You have to be patient. This is how I work. Okay, I know what I'm doing. This is my business. This is how I run my business. So you need to chill out and be patient and just wait, because your box is coming and it's gonna be worth the wait, and you're gonna love it. You know, friend is like, hey, you gonna get your money, but when? The question always comes back to when, because my money was supposed to be run to me several months ago, and it didn't get it. Several weeks ago, I didn't get it. You know, my box was several months ago, my money several ago. You guys, you know what I mean, right? Like, it's like when you see somebody having the time of their life, it feels like it's on your dime when they owe you money. Like, okay, friend, you out here on a shopping spree, and you buying all of this stuff, and you doing all of these things, but you're not giving me my money, and then you want me to tag along with you. That is exactly how it felt when they went to Paris, and then came back and turned around and went to California. But wait, you said you was going to do something before you went to Paris, and you didn't do it, but you went to Paris, and then you came back, and then it was just so many excuses. Even the poor people with the Paris boxes didn't get boxes until October. How? Like, the boxes were bought in July. You purchased the merchandise in July from Paris. The shopping ended the minute you left Paris. So at that point, everything just needed to be sorted and put in boxes. That took you 3 months? Like, what? It's too much. And so if you're still sitting here and you're like, yeah, but you just need to be patient, please unsubscribe, because we're never going to see eye to eye on that point. There is patience, but I'm not Job, okay? I am not Job. I don't have the patience of Job, and Matt sure ain't Jesus, okay? So the last thing that I had was number 10, and that is,
there's just not enough merch for what you want.
And this kind of went with like the limited product availability, but the reason I put this one separate is because this one specifically comes up with respect to their theme boxes. So in addition to like the monthly boxes, they have these special limited theme boxes. Like, I've ordered a Mulan box, a Guardians box, a Castle box. Like, they have some amazing themes, and you see these themes, you're like, oh my god, that's my favorite movie, I want all this stuff. When you see a theme, Like when I see Mickey Loot release a theme box, in my mind, I am thinking, ooh, they must have come across some great merch to fit within that theme. So they offer in this theme box. Let me go out and get me a Brave box, a Cocoa box, an Up box, whatever the box is. And then to not receive your box for months and months and months, and then to be told, oh, well, you know, we're having a hard time fulfilling that box because, you know, we can't find merchandise on that theme. Why the hell did you offer the box if you couldn't find merchandise to fit the theme? Like, wouldn't you have the merchandise beforehand? And I don't want to hear anything about, well, the Mickey Loot model is they go out and personally shop for everybody. Well, here's the thing. You're ordering something that you can't fulfill literally before you, like, you know this in advance because this is your job. Like, should I know everything that's in the parks? No, but I'm not a personal shopper. I'm not a subscription box who provides items from the parks. But that's your job. That is literally your business to know. So to me, you should have as good a handle on inventory in the Disney parks as Disney does, because that is where you get your product from for your boxes. So if you release a box, see Dumbo, because that was one of the harder boxes to fill, you should be able to fill Dumbo boxes and not have a customer after 3 months waiting for their box ask you, hey, where's my box? To tell them,
we don't have enough merch for that box, so we're waiting on more stuff.
But again, I get it. It happens. It happens. The problem that I'm still having with that is, why did the customer have to come to you? If you knew that there were Dumbo boxes outstanding and the reason that they weren't being fulfilled is because there wasn't enough merch for that theme, why not pick up the phone, send an email to people who order Dumbo boxes and say, hey, this is the issue that we're having. Do you want to continue to wait? Do you want to just change your theme? Do you want to get a mix of the items that we already have? Because presumably you already have something, right? Because you start shopping the minute an order is placed. Or would you like to get your money back since we can't fulfill your box? That last one you already know ain't gonna happen, right? But my point is, communicate. You should be reaching out to say, hey, these are the issues that we've come across and they're affecting your box. So here are the options. What would you like to do? That is what is not happening. That is what is causing the frustration, the lack of communication. Every single one of these reasons that I have listed that Mickey Loot has given us as customers as to why we don't have our boxes are all things that could have been resolved with some simple communication, and it could have been resolved with Mickey Loot providing options as opposed to coming in defense mode and getting on the attack for people asking about something that they have every right to ask about. That is the issue. Now guys, this video is running super long, so we are going to end this top 10 here, and then we are going to come back in part 2. I'm going to show you what is in these boxes, and we're going to see if these boxes were worth the wait. So grab yourself a cocktail and come back for part 2.